Good day, everybody. Welcome back to Linux Stocks and welcome to a much needed update on Google. It's been a while since I covered Google. I think the last time I covered it, we were rallying into this level right here at 400 and 385. I still remember talking about that level, like that level was our main price target. We hit that, found strong resistance there, so that further exemplifies why it actually does work to set up price discovery resistance levels, which is one of the best ways, or at least one of the best skills to have in the stock market, because a lot of stocks obviously go into price discovery and into giga uptrends. But strong resistance there. Since then, we've been trending down. Yesterday had quite a bearish day, where you can see that from the close on Thursday until the spike down yesterday, down 7%. It's quite major for a major stock such as Google. So I just wanted to do a bit of a video right now on the situation, talk about what the fundamentals are. We'll get to that a little bit later. I do think the company fundamentals, of course, matter, but I don't think they're as relevant as the structure and the news right now. And the market-wide fundamentals do matter, because if you look at the market-wide fundamentals, today there's actually quite some bearish pressure. Equities opened much lower. The volatility index is sitting at 20. Oil price is still falling, so that's good, but there's a couple of stresses and a couple of fears around the markets, which, if that actually materializes, or if that continues and the volatility index starts pushing up higher, and if equities push down lower, that could actually signal some more, or at least that could be bearish pressure strong enough to influence Google as well. So be aware of that, right? I'll take that into account for this video, but that does introduce some uncertainty into our analysis. But okay, so Google. A couple of things that I think you need to know, and some news that we had over the course of the last 2 weeks, I'd say, or so. Most of it relevant and most of it more recent. So covering the news first, then we'll talk about the structure, and then we'll add in the fundamentals. In terms of news, they raised almost $85 billion of equity. That's obviously for the stock not a good thing. That's dilution. Although I think, it also signals some more fears, right? It signals some more fears and some things that actually caused bearish pressure earlier in the year as well, when it comes to capital expenditure costs, right? I mean, this is dilution basically to build out the AI capital, the AI infrastructure that Google is trying to build. And that does introduce fears. It's just the way it is, right? I don't think in the long run it matters, but still, free cash flow is also falling, and some AI leaders, or at least some what is it? Yeah, so we saw some talent exits, some major employees of Google leaving for other AI companies, which is also it's all not fundamentals changing news, but it does stack on top of one another, right? And that's the key reason why we push down lower, in combination with the wider fundamentals in the markets also being relatively weak. Now, do I think that's a surprise? No. I mean, ultimately, the structure already signaled this, right? When we hit this major resistance level, we lost this swing low right here. It was already confirmed that the uptrend was over. And when the uptrend is over, then the price is basically going to some sort of a price discovery to the downside to find a strong support. Initially, we found support here at a year-to-date value area high, sitting at 355. It was good enough, but then if you get bad news, you're going to lose that. And it's also not a major support zone, technically. So now we have dropped down lower, but now we're getting towards a very strong support level, and that's between 330 and 335. And there is still bearish pressure right now fundamentally in the wider markets. That's why I do think there's a relatively high chance we're going to push down lower. But that level does actually have the strength, technically, to hold us up. And that's where the fundamentals come into play. We've had bad news, right? That has an effect on the stock, but is the news bad enough to expect a push down below this level between 335 and 330, and the valuation that Google is at then, right? And the valuation multiples, which honestly, Google at this point of time, valuation multiples are not extreme, right? So even like if we drop down a little bit lower, and we're trading at the levels that we're trading right now, that forward multiple also decreases. And I don't think the news that we had changes the fundamentals that significantly that we should expect a pullback lower than that. So I think it's most likely here that we are going to pull back lower here. into 335, 330. If we get some very bad news, right? So if we really see an equity crash, we could push down into 315. But I do think that's a strong enough level to actually find support, start to consolidate, and then eventually in due time, because you do need some time usually to change the structure again, I think we can rally. But like I said, that takes time because we have just, purely technically speaking, we have lost the uptrend. We have gotten into some sort of a price discovery to the downside. And now we're getting closer towards a support level that can actually be a longer term foundation to range upon and to hold, also fundamentally. And then it will take some time to rally again. I'll guide you on that. I'll try to keep you updated on that. But for now, I'd say something like this going into the next months is most likely. So thank you for watching. Be careful with the general markets right now. Like I said, there is quite a lot of bearish pressure and the volatility index is also quite high. So that does introduce more volatility and more, of course, but also more uncertainty. So be aware of that. Certain things here can be accelerated, certain things postponed. But those are my general thoughts right now and what I think you need to be prepared for. So thank you for watching, everybody. Take care and bye.